I start calling this one the Anthony Rock Jam. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, and I have the flu. How are you guys doing?
Good, man.
Yeah,
Hope you feel better.
Just rub it in there. Oh, feeling great.
Doing
very
excellent.
good today.
Doing excellent. Just had a wild and crazy weekend. No flu here.
Well, lucky. No Rona. Tested because the missus has to go to the hospital. So made sure she ain't got the Rona. No vid.
Wait, is Rona still a thing? I didn't even know people could still get Rona since some of these people left office.
It's still a thing. It's still a
okay.
thing. Tommy, we got to talk one thing. You wanted chaos. You predicted chaos. You got an undefeated Florida State team from a Power 5 conference left out of the college football playoff. The last year of 4 teams. Next year, no problems. They'd be in. We'll never have this problem again.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Florida State, and I think they're going to the Sugar Bowl against Georgia, I don't know what bowl it is.
Yep. They're trying to prove a point, I think, on that one.
If you're Florida State, you win that game. You just have to UCF them.
You're national champions.
Yeah. I mean,
I completely disagree how they did it. I mean, I understand they're saying that they're not the best team without their quarterback, but what happens to the whole season? Why do you even play the season? If this is the case, you select the 4 finalists August 13th before they play a game, and you know who's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about this, baby.
Oh, my Lord. We're going to Tommy's house.
It's all about the money, and it's sickening. Sickening. College sports are ruined. NFL's ruined. Everything's ruined.
Some may say that legal gambling is actually ruining everything.
It is, Ryan. And I mean, I was looking at something the other day, and thank God I didn't have it. And this doesn't have to do with the college. It actually has to do with the pro game on Sunday night. The Packers over-under was 9.5. And I don't know if you know, but that field goal kick, it was snapped with 0 seconds left. The under should have hit. It went over. So,
Interesting.
It literally, there was 0 seconds. The ball was not snapped.
Well, that's
a crime. That's a financial crime.
It's not when zeros actually enter the clock, Tom. You see, the referee sees 0. He then looks up at his watch. He then processes that information. And the NFL says that can take sometimes between a millisecond to 5 seconds. I feel like sometimes. Because it's not when it's on 0. It's when the back judge checks his watch to confirm.
The CFPB looks into me when I pull credit reports week by week. I mean, how could they not look into referees?
I like
screwing over people's gambling monies. It's crazy.
I like that. Well,
CFPB needs to open their eyes.
You know, you're going to see. It's possible to have a class action lawsuit, right? Something against the league if they pull something ridiculous like that.
Same like Portnoy did with the Bengals. I mean, that's absolute atrocities. Those are financial crimes, and they should be charged at the highest degree and go to federal prison.
Anth, do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, there you go. Concur. Absolutely. Well, yeah, college football playoff is going to be crazy. Seems like the Rose Bowl is the game of the game, Michigan, Alabama. So, we get to live this for a month, I guess.
Yeah, and then you get to play the third place team gets to play the first place team. So it's a sham anyway. They should just put Florida State in.
I don't disagree. All right, continuing
That was
on.
very synced up. Anthony went left-handed. You went right-handed. You both drank a cup of coffee.
I'm strictly tea with honey today, fella. No coffee for the last 5 days. It's been just surviving. But
I'm all coffee today, fellas.
Shocker. Dude, I heard him order 2 coffees in the matter of an hour last week, both with like triple shots of espresso. So we need to put a Whoop on him or some sort of heart monitor because I'd love to see the beats.
Double-fisted.
Guy doesn't have to exercise. His heart just gets going by the coffee.
Keeps you going, man. Keeps you going.
All right. But something I did yesterday really surprised me. And I know there's been price reductions, but I did a little search of 15237 up by the office. And when I was scrolling through, it had to be about half the listings right now in that zip code with price reductions. The good thing and bad thing about the real estate market is it goes up, it goes down, it goes buyer market, it goes seller's market. It's always changing. And last 3 or 4 years, we've had the same market. Seller's market, seller's market, seller's market. It's starting to seem, in some cases, we're turning into a buyer's market in some places where buyers have to understand what their options are. Like, I get the conventional loans have been 80% of the business the last few years. That doesn't mean a conventional loan is the buyer's only option. To go along with seller assistance that in our market used to be very, very common, and yet somehow now I get like I have 4 heads when I bring up seller assistance. And seller assistance is a buyer's number one tool that they can use for so many different items. And again, one of those items is a temporary buy down, where I'm seeing agents drop prices where they could keep the price where it is. Because Anthony, when you have price reductions, what are we going to have down the road?
Lower appraised values, my friend.
They go hand in hand, right? If the neighbor's house down the road just sold for $10,000 less than they expected, guess what? That's affecting your property value. I mean, appraisals are 100% off the comps in the area. So what we're trying to implore to everyone before you do the price drop is to offer seller assistance. Just flat out, just offer the 3% seller assistance. If your seller's a stickler, we can probably do it for like 2.25% seller assistance if we're really getting down to it. But if you get 3% seller assistance, that's dollar for dollar off the seller side, and the buyer can decide what they want to do. If they want to drop closing costs, great. They want to remove mortgage insurance, great. They want to drop the rate down for 1 or 2 years, we can do it. Leave it up to the buyer. But dropping the purchase price and changing payment by $40-$50 a month, in reality, I don't know what that's doing.
No, I totally agree. I mean, this is one of the first times we brought this up, this 2-1 buy down. So, it is a good product. We need to really push it. It's going to keep the buyers in and going throughout these next 6 months, which are key to the 6 months following that. So we need to keep the market moving. We can't have a total stall, because that's when we will see the home values completely fall off.
Yeah, and I just think it's just like, I get it. The perception is the easiest thing to do, and what buyers are used to seeing to get them in the door is to lower the price. But the math isn't adding up. The buyers can help themselves and save more money by keeping the price where it is and getting the seller assistance. Now, that may change next year if rates, I mean, hell, I just told my office yesterday, we've had the best, month for rates in 2 years. Like literally, I feel like this month, the last 30, 45 days, we've actually had positivity. The Fed sounds like they're going to stop raising, or they're close to stop raising. They're talking about potentially dropping rates next year. Though that's all speculative information. We weren't hearing that last year this time. We were hearing we still need to raise. Inflation's out of control. So I keep thinking we're over the high water mark. Are rates going to drop down to 3? Anthony will have hair again next time rates are in 3. Okay. But 5-6-ish% historically, that's where home interest rates are going to be. If you think anything else, you're living in a fantasy world. Maybe you grew up getting a trophy for everything, even though you were in last place, and you need to understand this is life and get it together.
No, that's good stuff. I like what you told your offices there.
I mean, I try to watch and listen as much as I can. And it was just funny at the beginning of all this back at what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, right? We're 2 years of high rates. And I literally heard loan officers saying these rates will be down in the summer. And it was laughable. Like, we all knew it wasn't going to be a 2-3 month, 6 month thing here. We're 2 full years in. The Fed is saying we're close to having an adjustment next year. 2.5, 3 years of a quote unquote recession is a fairly normal time frame of that to happen and go through the market. So we'll see. Obviously, everything's kind of in the Fed's hands. They can mess this all up. They've messed it up before. So we just have to see what they do and what they think of this inflation. But I do think it also being an election year should help us as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, like you were saying, I mean, everything is speculation right now. I mean, nobody can actually say, hey, the rates are going to be this next year. Nobody really knows. That's why there's so much different content out there on what could happen, not actuals. But, clients buying now, it truly is the best time to buy. Because once those rates do drop, then they're going to be in multiple offer situations. They're going to be paying more for that property than it was listed for, just like 2021 and 22. It's going to come back around if rates drop because you're going to have more buyers. I think I saw something that said if rates go down to 6%, it's going to add up to 5 million new buyers into the market. Well,
Yep.
Obviously there's not 5 million new homes in the market. So you're going to have, 10, 15 people bidding on the same property, multiple offers. And you could buy now. And then if rates do drop, you have the ability to refinance later, which is why the 2-1 buy down is such a great program. Getting the seller's assist is huge. I'm a big fan of that over a price reduction. The payment difference is very, very minimal compared to the cost savings.
All you have to do is call us. We can do 2 estimates for you to show the buy down or the price reduction and then the current price with a little seller assistance. It's going to end up being the same for the seller. It's just going to be much more attractive to the buyer. But real estate agents, you are the ones pushing the message. You have to, you have to get that out there to your clients or else they're not going to know about it. We can talk as much as we can, but we also need you guys to offer it and mention it and say, hey, we can get you some seller assistance here.
Yeah, one thing too I want to mention. I mean, one of the pushbacks that I get when I preach this at the meetings is there's no way for the MLS to know that I'm putting seller's assist in. We did talk about it last week at the one meeting. We could combat that by maybe lowering the sales price by $1 to getting that notification across. And you could then see those agent remarks with seller credits in there. So that could be a way to show that you are willing to offer that to these buyers.
Yep, that does stink. The MLS can't show anything other than a price reduction, but
$1 is not going to make a difference.
No, get that out on social media too. I mean, if you can market your home other than the MLS as well, I'm sure any of us that see a 2-1 buy down are going to happily share that along with you. So let us know. We're happy to push things out along the old social media train. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm losing my voice. Time to get back to work. You guys got anything else?
No, it was nice to see Tiger Woods back this weekend, back playing. I mean, I know he came in 85th percentile of the tournament, 17th place, but he's back and moving.
You know what, guys? I'm just going to say real quick to all the buyers out there, if you're shopping for your mortgage, I know myself, Ryan, and Tom always give options to help better suit our client, but if you're working with multiple lenders, make sure they're giving you the best options right off the bat. After you get options from a different lender, you shouldn't have to go back to them to say, hey, can you match this? Or can you do the same thing? They should have been true and honest from the get-go and gave you their best options available for your financial needs. So make sure they're doing their due diligence and helping you out and looking out for your best interests. So other than that, that's all I got.
Nothing crappier about getting an offer accepted on a Saturday for a client, and on Monday they tell you they go to another bank that wasn't open on Saturday. It's amazing.
It's
or
amazing.
providing the options, that we're better suiting them. So
Amazing.
Watch out for the creeps.
See you Friday, boys.
see you guys.